Welcome back to the Grindhouse Podcast. I'm not your host, but I'm the wife of the host.
Dead air.
Yeah, what
Keep
do
going.
you mean? Oh, no, I did the welcome. You should do the rest. You're the host.
Today we'll be talking about The Incredibles, a movie from 2004, written and directed by Brad Bird, who also has a role in this.
Yes.
It stars Craig T. Nielsen, Holly Hunter, Sarah Vowell, Spencer Fox, Jason Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, and Elizabeth Pena. So, welcome back to the Grindhouse Podcast. We are, of course, your lovely married hosts, Mr. and Mrs. Cheese Film. But I still think you should go by Twisted Nicks. I think it's a cooler name.
Well, yeah, I may be Mrs. Cheesefilm, but that's my tattoo/artist name, so I'll take it.
This week, this will be an audio-only podcast. I kind of want to try out the video feature on the host site.
Oh, cool.
See how it goes, see how it works. Cause
did my makeup for nothing.
Well, so did I. I'm wearing this maid outfit, and I got my feather duster, and it's all for nothing.
That's true.
I don't know.
It's all for me. That's all it is.
But this movie came out in October of 2004, October 24th, 2004. Little did anybody else know. Well, I guess it came out in the El Capitan Theater. It came out for everybody else in November.
Well, and it was originally concepted the same way that everything else was at Pixar, and it was originally concepted in 1993. And they said it was going to take 10 years and $1 gajillion to make, and here we are.
Well, it did take about $145 million to make, but it made $631 million when it wrapped its theatrical run.
Sick.
Which is a pretty big hit. Pretty big indeed. And really, in all reality, I feel like this really set a standard. Like, after this point, this is kind of what Pixar's face would be.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this is the last Pixar film before Disney bought it out. If I recall correctly.
I think they were partners for a while.
Partners, but I think Disney bought it after The Incredibles. I believe is what I read.
I don't know. Because the Disney logo has been in front of just about every single one of these movies so far.
Fair enough.
But I don't know the what's the word? The legal behind all that.
This film marks the final Pixar film released before Pixar's acquisition by the Walt Disney Company in January of 2006.
I thought they acquired them back with A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2.
Maybe they formed the partnership then. You know what I mean? But like acquiring the company as a whole is a whole other ballgame. Could be. I'm not 100% sure. The film I'm using is definitely, or the information I'm using is definitely from like a wiki page. You know, so I'm using kind of like the base model.
But did you know that this was Brad Bird's Pixar debut as a director, and the first time Pixar would hire on an outside director to develop the film and, as an extension, the story and many more creative
Oh, that's cool.
concepts. So he, I guess, had this idea for a while. He pitched it to Warner Brothers, and because the Iron Giant didn't perform very well, which he also did, they didn't sign up for it. But
they didn't advertise it well enough.
Team.
He left because they didn't do a good job advertising his movie.
Of the Iron Giant?
Mm-hmm.
So the Iron Giant's not very good. It's kind of boring.
You're very incorrect. We're not going to have that conversation right now, but that's the main reason he left is because it literally, like it said, DreamWorks' loss is Pixar's gain.
But Warner Brothers.
Is it Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers' loss is Pixar's gain. His Pixar's gain.
I thought the Iron Giant was a Warner Brothers.
It might be.
I mean,
either way. Point being is Pixar got him, and then he got to make The Incredibles, which was sick. So
yeah, no, and this will probably be the movie he will forever be known for, especially because he is Edna mode, which is a fan favorite character.
Got it.
But apparently, he also did Ratatouille, which is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Right. Ooh,
or
Ratatouille's
Pixar
good.
movie.
Brad Bird initially had the film planned to be distributed by Warner Brothers, who distributed Bird's 1999 animated film The Iron Giant. However, the animation division of Warner Brothers had dissolved, so Brad Bird decided to give the film to Pixar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Now, I feel like this movie... Well, and, you know, if you worked on Iron Giant, I think, yeah, it fits better that this movie is more of an adult movie than just a kids movie. Like, it's obviously a family movie, but, like, there's details in this movie that I don't think would go in a modern-day Disney movie for sure, or a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I think it's more adult relatable, too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of elements in it that, like, yes, there's got a lot of elements for kids that are really solid. It's one of the first, I think the first Pixar movie to ever get past it. It's a PG rating, not a G rating.
I think it's the first PG
but
rating.
there's like one or two slightly more adult themes, right? That may go over your head as a kid, but as an adult, you're like, oh, I see what you did there. The affair thing, you know what I mean? Where, like, it seems like Bob's disappearing and it's giving the vibe of an affair. So, like, as an adult, you see that, but as a kid, you're like, he's sneaking out and being a superhero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like...
But, like, you see Helen's heartbreak as she kind of starts putting stuff together. And then when she goes to talk to Edna, then it's like she doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, thinking he's having an affair, but in all reality, he's doing superhero work.
And she catches him with Mirage on the island there. So, like, she definitely
punches her right in the face.
I mean, just has all this built up, like, heartache and heartburn there. And, like, it's relatable. As a kid, you just kind of, it goes over your head. But as an adult, like, it resonates with you a little bit. Like,
yeah.
What would you do? What would you do if your partner was sneaking around and then one day you found out he's lying?
Right. Well, and it's, you know, the adult themes of having to move and go underground and trying to keep your family safe and secret. And
adults do.
You know what I mean? Like, just stuff like that where it's very, like, there's a lot of more adult themes. He works at an insurance company. You know what I mean? Never thought twice about that until we watched it again, and I was like, oh, no. Like,
well, not only does he work at an insurance company.
He works at the worst kind of insurance company.
He's the only one there to actually help out, which I find to be...
Right. Which, I mean, very reminiscent of today's times, if it feels like, to be honest.
What did you think about the animation in this? We've talked a lot about the progression of the computer animated Pixar movies. And this is one of the pinnacles that it would be at the time, because I don't think... What's the next one to come out after this? Is it Cars?
I think it might be Cars.
And Cars doesn't have any people in it, so they're a little safer with Cars.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think my biggest... I'm not even going to say complaint, because that's not really what I mean. But, like, the animation generally is really solid. We're so used to Pixar movies where the main characters aren't people that, like... Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, everything. Like, it's either a toy and has, like, the toy elements where it's got the shine on the face or something like that. It's a bug. It's, you know, some animal or creature. And now it's people. And people, I think that at least a little bit, the characters are a little uncanny valley occasionally. Sometimes they don't quite look like people. You know what I mean? Which I know obviously they're cartoonified, so obviously that makes sense. But there is something about their animation and something about their rendering that sometimes just doesn't quite make it to people.
Doesn't land for you.
Doesn't land on people. I mean, otherwise, I mean, I think, you know, the details are beautiful, the graphics are cool. Like, I think they do really well animating things like that. I know this was one of the most intense animation things to date. One of the toughest things that they had to do, I know, was Violet's hair. I guess for most of the movie, like rendering and voice acting and stuff, Violet was bald. Her hair was like in weird in phases, where like near the very end is when they could finally like add her hair in. And just like with some of the ways that they're animated, some of the facial expressions they make, they just don't quite look. They look alien a little bit to me.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I don't know. To me, they have that very comic book look, you know, where your proportions are just wild all over the place. No matter what you're drawing, even like your background characters are all very distinct. Like if I was to see any character from this movie outside in a single frame, it would look like this movie.
Like they're from The Incredibles.
It's very original.
It's got a very specific style. Yes, I agree. Sometimes it doesn't hit as hard as I would like it to. Some of them I'm very like, ugh.
I don't know. I was very open to it because and you know they base it on 60s comics, and the 60s comic book heroes all, I mean, were very, very of the times, you know, and I feel like the exaggerated features of certain, like the government guy who I called Tommy Lee Jones when we watched it.
Yeah.
I think that just adds to the comic book feel to it.
Very caricature.
Yeah, almost like you're watching a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like they're real people, real problem. Well, real people. They're real problems, and they sell the world really well. But at the same time, it is like you're watching a cartoon, which is a little weird to say about an animated movie.
Right.
But it is a compliment.
Well, I mean, yeah, the world building is excellent. You know, the way everything is animated is really pretty. The world building is cool. The city looks great. The island looks great. You know, the ships look great, like everything like that. I think my problem is literally, I think it might just be like the people part, and like they have soulless eyes, to me, and that could be partially lighting. That could be just earlier on Pixar animation.
Their eyes definitely do move independent of the head.
Like they're just very soulless. They look like aliens to me just a little bit. Specifically, this might be a hot take, but like Violet looks like an alien person to me. Like, the way her hair moves, the way that she interacts with things, the way her eyes move, she looks like an alien to me.
Her proportions are also, like...
Well, and they all are. Their proportions are
She looks
wild.
like she's a pencil line. Like somebody just drew a curve and put a head on that. You know what I mean? Like, she is impossibly skinny.
Right.
And... I mean, like, Helen and Bob, Bob's, like, impossibly big.
Well, it's kind of like you said. They're drawn like comic book characters. Like, they're big triangles. They're big main shapes. Like, Bob's a square.
Yeah, but Dash Jack
looks like a Dorito. Like, his little upper chest and his little tiny legs. Like,
I guess he does have
they all have very distinct, funky portions. You know, like Helen's got an hourglass shape. Bob looks is a big square.
I think Helen looks like a animated woman. Like, for whatever reason, she looks like a person.
Yeah, she's the most realistically animated, I would say, out of all of them.
Because even Frozone has, like, very long arms and almost, like, no torso. Yeah. Like, he's all arm, he's all leg.
He's all arm, he's all leg. Yeah, no, I can agree. And I think proportion-wise, Helen, but even then, Helen's head is just a big circle.
It's not oval.
I don't know about that. I think Helen's head's like a circle.
Head.
And it's not a complaint because they're all caricaturized.
She got a skinny neck.
But it's just there's something about them that it's uncanny to me. Like like we talked about, you know, when we watched it. Like I still relate to the characters. I still relate to the story, and I like the story, and I like the characters. Something about the way that they're animated gives me the heaves. I don't care about the way that they're shaped. I don't care about anything like that. It's something about the way that their faces are structured and the way that they speak and are animated that I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. However, I think what they were going for, just in terms of like style and design, like when you get into Mr. Incredible's office and you've got the like Glory Days stuff, and he's the newspaper article where he's standing in front of the newspaper, and it looks like that, like, almost early 20s, like, pro-America, get in the workplace kind of image.
Yeah.
In 3 dimensions. It's kind of what it felt like to me.
Yeah. Okay. I can see what you're saying.
This movie feels American. Like...
Well, yeah. Oh, 100%. It feels, the beginning of it feels almost like propaganda. Like, especially when the supers go into hiding and things like that. Like, it's giving those, like, old school news articles.
I don't think propaganda is the word.
It's maybe not propaganda, but, like, you know that style of cartoon, that style of animation, that style of, like 40s to 50s to 60s era cartoon work. Mm-hmm. It feels like the whole movie revolves around that. It
parodies, like Citizen Kane did it, where you have the newspaper swirling in for the head title and like what they're doing and stuff like that. Like that was how breaking news was portrayed a lot of times. And because like the movie opens with like an interview with Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Elastigirl, and Frozone, and like they're all just kind of talking about what they do and what they want for the future
and their alter egos and stuff like that.
It kind of seems out of place.
Yeah,
because it doesn't relate to anything other than the fact that Bob and Helen are about to get married and they have a different
I think it's view. kind of showing how big supers were. Like the beginning of the movie to me is to show the viewer how big of a deal superheroes were.
But they don't explain what they're doing there. It's not on public television.
Well, it might be.
It's not, because we see them miking up. We see them, the pre-questions. We hear people talking in the background. None of that would be on television. That is a 20 minutes interview. Real. That is a interview for, and it might be a holdover from an original idea for this. Like, it was supposed to be told in like interviews and then intercut with superhero stuff.
Could be. My thought was that it's showing the viewer, how important superheroes were at that time, so that then the juxtaposition of Bob in his little car going to work at an insurance company, how bleak it looked. Like
well,
how
I can agree with you.
It gives you the view of the glory days before we then transfer over to like what would be considered the now of the movie.
I can agree with you when the movie starts with Bob in the car going to save the cat, but before that, the pre-record interviews, they don't allude to that.
Right, I guess.
They don't allude to that at all. It's almost because how the movie ends its cold open into its first act. Mm-hmm. With the breaking news, it almost feels like that all was supposed to be connected to each other, and they were being interviewed by 60 Minutes or the Times or something like that as their input for the future. Like I want to settle down and have kids. Well, I'm not going to settle down. Oh, it's for the fun. It's for this, and then you cut it with, well, Mr. Incredible saved somebody who didn't want to be saved. They have to go into hiding, kind of thing. But because they have that center bit with being superheroes, it feels disjointed to me. It just does. It doesn't sit. It doesn't need to be there. It doesn't go anywhere, and it doesn't really introduce anything other than, because the scenes that follow introduce all of them very well, aside from Frozone just being the best man at the wedding. Frozone has a little bit of screen time there, and then he comes back when they're doing the bowling thing, but there's nothing really connecting that to anything. The movie doesn't end with something like that either. Like, it's just, it's just there.
I can see what you're saying. I think I will kind of die on the hill of that. I think it just is showing like superheroes are doing great and the future looks bright. It's kind of giving you that sort of illusion of like a bright future. Everything's awesome. Everything's perfect. They got married, and then they like immediately twist to superheroes getting sued. There's a superhero relocation program to then move into the bleak grays and beiges of the current day where Bob works at an insurance company and is miserable. So that's me. That's my personal take on it. Mm-hmm. But I can see what you're saying about why it feels kind of disjointed. But I genuinely think it's just kind of them being like, well, this is like how superheroes feel about the future and how beloved they are and how much they're well liked, etc. And then it shifts to, which is, I believe, is beautiful, a beautiful tonal shift from like, oh, the glory days, everything's awesome, to like grays and tans and beiges and bleak colors when Bob's at work.
Right.
When it kind of pans into Bob being at work and being in the insurance company and being in his little cubicle and hating his life. Everything looks bleak. The whole building looks bleak. There's not an ounce of like hopeful color in there. Even their house, to an extent, looks bleak. And they do a great job at like, here's the good old days, here's the glory days that are in color and are really beautiful and like, you know, color vision. And then literally here's now because we're miserable.
And I do like that too. I agree with you because it's such a stark difference. Like when they're doing their "we're all saving the day" bits, like it's at sunset or about to be sunset into night, and you just have a lot more dynamic color there than you do in the rest of the movie up until he gets the message from Mirage. Then the color comes back once the spark has been letting in.
Right.
And I do find it to be visually a fantastic way to let your audience know just the level of disappointment he is. Because if you notice that, like, when it's Helen and Helen's involved with her family and Helen's being present, her colors aren't muted.
Right. She's not very muted at all.
Nothing with her is muted at all. Bob's work is, Bob's car is, Bob's life is. And even in the house, there's a lot of warmth in the house, but yet Bob is still shaded
in gray tones
and blues. Yeah.
Whereas Helen's wearing like pink and yellow and like regular happiness colors, reds, things like that. And then you'll notice as he gets the job with Mirage and life starts being good and they start playing that incredible song we know about. No, not maybe it is that one. He starts wearing more colors. He buys a car that's colorful. He's like the whole house is more colorful. Everything, the sun is shining. Everything seems right, and his color's back. His happiness is back. He's in a healthy relationship with his wife. He goes to work, but even though his work is something else, and the color comes back very much, like slowly, you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily start so aggressively, but like as that montage goes on, it gets more and more colorful, and there's more and more color added to the situation.
Yes. Yeah, entirely. Because I even like how when he goes in to see Edna for the first time, there's clouds in the sky. It looks like it's about to thunderstorm. Because this is him sneaking around. This is him doing something he shouldn't be doing, and like the forebodingness of what's to come with Syndrome on the horizon. I think that's also very smart.
One thing I wanted to point out super quick is, did you notice that once Helen found the hair and got the vibe that he might have been cheating, she lost all her color? Like, she was in, like, a white robe when she went out to confront him, and, like, was very bleak looking, but he wasn't. He drove away into the, like, sunshiny sky sunset situation, and she stood in the bleak garage in her, like, pale robe.
I did not notice
I thought that was very interesting, too.
That is interesting. There's a lot of visual storytelling in this movie that's really, really nice. And, like... And they didn't really need to do a lot of this stuff, but like she takes a breath, she takes a moment, she closes her eyes, she gets the courage, and she says, "I love you, Bob." And he stops it. He's like, "Well, I love you too."
Right.
You know, and then he leaves, which is a very human thing. You know, like this movie didn't have to have these natural human beats, but it did.
Right.
It almost felt like there were motion performers on set that they just kind of animated over, but
well, it makes them feel more real. Really felt like you were genuinely experiencing the issues of a nuclear family.
That you were in on it too.
That you were in on it.
Or just any family. Every family goes through stuff like, well, not exactly this, but like
not superhero stuff. But
hardships, and it felt real. Like it's almost like I can hear my parents arguing in the next room while I, sit there and worry.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Violet and Dash came out.
Says, well, Dad might be in danger, or worse, their marriage might be in danger. Because to them, Mom and Dad breaking up is the end of the world. Is the
end of the world.
I can deal with a fight, but if Mom and Dad aren't together, then what's going to happen? Like, I think that's very very good storytelling in this.
I agree.
I agree.
What was wrong with I agree?
Nothing. I just thought it was something funny. It was funny. You're a funny person, you know.
I'm pretty funny sometimes.
Syndrome's
a great villain.
Syndrome is a tragic character who gets consumed by his own selfish need to be important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Mr. Incredible wasn't so far up his own butt and took on Buddy as a ward, or even, it doesn't have to be like, oh, we're going to go fight, wasn't Bon Voyage with my 8-year-old kid. I have no idea who this is. He could have, been more involved in the fan club, organized things where they could help out the community. Instead, what he did was completely shoulder him and told him to go F off, essentially. And
well, so that's the funny part, that we see it happen in real time, right? Like, we see Buddy interact with Mr. Incredible in real time, and it's not nearly as harsh as he remembers it. So, the variation in the two scenes is very interesting in that, he's harsh because he's worried. This is an 8-year-old boy and a guy who's about to blow up a building. I would be worried, too. I would be concerned about him. Hey, buddy, I work alone. I need you to go home. It was, it might have been harsh, but it wasn't as mean as the, flashback Syndrome has. Syndrome's flashback, he's, framed in this very specific light where he looks almost, evil. Like Dr. or Mr. Yeah, he does. He has a small little flashback where he's it's from Buddy's perspective, and you're looking up at Mr. Incredible.
I think you're thinking of when he took the thing down.
What?
Because when Buddy has his flashback, he's in his room looking up at his hero, the poster of Mr. Incredible.
Right, so it's his flashback.
The frame poster, but it's not Mr. Incredible himself.
No, he has a flashback at some point in the film where it might be when he rips the poster off, but that flashback of to when Mr. Incredible said, "Go home, buddy," or "Fly home, buddy, I work alone."
They have the voiceover, yeah.
Is framed in such a way that makes Mr. Incredible look like a villain. Because to Buddy in that moment he is. But when it actually happens, when we the viewers see it happen, it doesn't look that way. It's very much a concerned adult trying to protect a 10-year-old boy.
Concerned. More annoyed. Way more annoyed.
I think I would say about half.
I mean, concerned out of obligation because he's a superhero and there's a kid in danger, but he was go tell his mother what he's doing. That's what he was. He was, and they made a point to hold on Buddy when he says, "I'm your number one fan," expecting a response from Mr. Incredible, and all he got was, "I work alone, go home." The kid invented rocket boots. He's and he says, I don't have superpowers, but I invented these. He's got a lot of tenacity, and he created a robot that destroyed, completely killed almost all of the mainstream popular superheroes of his era. Completely. And he's a smart kid, so his whole world got destroyed in that moment. That was his moment. If Mr. Incredible got off of his butt to be more involved with people, that's this whole thing.
But he did.
He doesn't. His whole arc is, I work alone. I do not do crap with anybody else who's not myself. So that by the end of the movie, when he's working with his family and he has to be there, he has to trust them. He gets that development. He gets the resolution, the character resolution.
I can agree with you there, but he did get involved with the fan club. He did go do stuff with the fan club. He signed. He says in that part, I went to the fan club. I was part of the fan club. I signed every piece of paper you've shoved in front of me. He said all these things because he's trying to, I understand you're my number one fan, but because I work alone, I'm also concerned for your safety. You do not have superpowers. I work by myself. So I agree and I disagree with you, because here's the scene I'm talking about. So this is what it looks like when it happens, right? He's holding on to Bon Voyage's like vest, right? And he looks down because Buddy's over here and says, "Go home or fly home, Buddy, I work alone," right? The flashback looks like this, where like Buddy's right here, like asking for help and wanting to be loved.
I don't remember this.
And he has this framing where he's this like evilly lit monster. Bon Voyage isn't even in it,
right.
And this is how he remembers the memory.
Well, this could be just another memory.
It's not. It's a flashback. Like, and it's framed in a way that like is very clearly like, yes, he took, because it's literally the exact same scene. He took what Mr. Incredible seen.
You send that to me because I want to put that, like when I edit
okay.
this. I guess I'll put video on it. I don't know.
And what Mr. Incredible says is literally, "Fly home, Buddy, I work alone," and he took that as like, "You're nothing to me." And like when in all reality, like rewatching the scene even yesterday, it didn't sound like that. It was, "Hey, you invented rocket boots. That's super sick. I am concerned, but you just interrupted me saving the day by like taking in this bomb crazy maniac, and he got away because of you." You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, yeah, I could understand being offended, but like, "Fly home, Buddy, I work alone,"
How many
is
times
not what
have
happened.
he heard that?
Well, that's true.
How many times has he tried to be a hero and his number one hero told him, "You'll never be a hero, and
Right.
I'm never gonna work with you."
Right.
You know, like again, it gets to the point where he tells his wife and kids to leave because he's gonna go fight this robot that he cannot beat.
Right.
Like they really, like, his arc. The whole reason he's in this problem is that he cannot. He's in his own head. Everything has to be Mr. Incredible 100% all the time.
Right.
And if he would just let go of wanting to be America's Superman and focus on the small things, focus on the things that matter, none of that would have happened. Sure, he would have, everything would have been diverted one way. Frozone would have died because that's who they were originally after.
Right.
And there's people online I read about, and they're like, oh, it was supposed to be Frozone. That's why the robot led him to the volcano and blah, 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 blah. I picked up on all these clues. When Mirage straight up says he's with the fat one again. Like, there's two people in that car.
It's very clear that they were looking for Frozone. Yeah. Like,
they're after him.
It's very obvious they were looking for Frozone.
And when he types in Elastigirl's name, they don't know where Elastigirl is.
Right.
He types in Frozone's name, and they know where he is. They've
Right.
been following him. And I think that just, if he really just stopped trying to be Mr. Incredible and started being a incredible Mister, things would have been better. You know?
Well, and that's, yeah, I think that's the arc you're talking about, is like, you know, his strength starts to come from his family. You know what I mean? It's gonna be,
Yeah, because he does love them.
Yeah.
He's not doing this to get away from his family.
Right.
He wants Dash to be
try out
fast. You know,
stuff.
he wants Violet to be invisible. He wants his own wife to be a superhero again. He's forced into this, and that's their whole. I'm not celebrating mediocrity. He's
Right.
going from the 3rd grade to the 4th grade. That's not a graduation, or the 4th to the 5th, whatever it was. It's not a graduation. He can do exemplary stuff,
Right.
but he has to pretend that he's just this
To stay
guy
safe, yeah.
to for what? They're superheroes. And this is so poignant because it feels like it could have been a real lawsuit today. This movie also here's an adult thing that happens. Mr. Incredible stops a guy from killing themselves. He jumped off a skyscraper to die. And they say, I saved your life. He says, "You didn't save my life. You ruined my death." Like, that's not
Right.
kiddie. And that's the art. That's
probably where the PG rating came from.
Well, there's that. The cops have guns and they
True.
shoot guns.
That's
The bad guys have guns and they shoot guns. You got to remember, not even 10 years ago when the Batman animated series came out or the X-Men series came out, they were laser guns. You know, even Buzz has a laser on his arm. Like, guns in kids' movies was not a thing. And on the airplane, I picked that up too. Did you hear what he was enjoying on his way over there?
Wasn't it a martini?
A mimosa.
Oh, a mimosa. That's right. I was like, what? Some alcoholic
An
beverage.
alcoholic beverage. Like he's feeling himself. They have and the whole is my husband having an affair on me. Like these are very adult themes and topics.
Right.
And the whole class action lawsuit about how maybe nobody asked these superheroes to step in, and they're doing harm too. Like every single person he saved on that train sued him.
Yeah.
Well,
and
they
that's
got
poignant,
injured.
like you said today, to just like the sue happy culture we're in. Everybody sues everybody for something stupid.
Well, and if it's you got your medical bills and stuff like that, but like there wasn't, and to a degree, I 100% understand it because like police have, what is it called? Something immunity.
Diplomatic?
No.
No, that wasn't it. Oh, something immunity. I know what you're talking about.
Man, that term, then these superheroes should too, in the eyes of the superhero. But because they're masked vigilantes, then they're not sanctioned by the state. So there is no protection for what they do. And I like how, and like that whole opener, like we said, like that's all legal adult jargon. The or whoever it was, I'm going to say Congresswoman, or maybe it was the, what are they called?
Qualified immunity.
Qualified immunity is the word I was looking for. What's the district attorney, the head of the courts?
Like the judge?
No. I'm so, I
Been
didn't, this is all off the cuff. I didn't.
Blanking some words today.
What was Pam Bondi? What was her role?
Attorney General.
Yeah. I think it was the Attorney General who says, we'll give them all amnesty, which is your crime is forgiven.
If you go into hiding.
Your secret identity is your only identity. Just, we'll forgive and forget. Just go away.
Right.
And then you get and I like how they snuck this in. I say this every time I see it. It's the classic New York shot.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these people in the sea of people walking away as the camera's about to fizzle out, and they're bagging it up. And what do you see but the Empire State Building? That's New York.
There you go.
That's New York City.
Love it.
I'd always felt that way. I'm coining that term, the New York shot. And I pointed this out to you. Wallace Shawn was in this movie. Pixar alumni who played Rex in Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've done anything with him on the podcast, so I'm excited for when we eventually do The Princess Bride, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Love.
And I have the Criterion, and I would love to do something on the bonus features for that.
Yeah.
Who else is a name in this movie that kind of gets overshadowed?
Gets overshadowed.
Like you're like, oh yeah, that person's in this. I don't think there's another one. The cast is pretty small. It really is a.
I mean, there's not a super large number of characters.
Well, that's why the cast is pretty small.
Yeah. Did you see the Die Hard with a Vengeance reference?
No.
So when they get caught putting out that fire and it looks like they robbed the bank.
Yeah.
Frozone goes to get a drink.
Uh-huh.
And
it's
a Die Hard reference because Samuel L. Jackson has that exact thing happen in Die Hard with a Vengeance, to the point where the cop is like is facially structured almost the exact same way. His mannerisms are the same and everything.
Have you seen Die Hard with a Vengeance?
No.
So it's Die Hard 3 is what that one is. And it's got Sam Jackson in it, and
it's a jewelry store, not a bank. Sorry. That's what they're robbing.
Well, they weren't robbing.
Well, that's what they were. That's what they looked like they were robbing.
And I like how they pick up. They're like, "Oh God,
this looks really bad, Bob."
But Die Hard with a Vengeance is one of my favorite ones. I like that one a lot. I like number 4. I think the best. Everybody hates on it. Everybody thinks it's terrible. But I think it's over the top enough. Like it's almost a parody of itself in a very fun way to me. I just have a blast with it. Justin Long's in that one. That Kevin Smith is in that one, and they go to visit. He's called the Wizard, and he's got a whole bunch of nerd stuff in his basement, and he calls Boba Fett something stupid. I don't even remember. And he just, who the hell is this guy? He just gets so angry with him. But Die Hard with a Vengeance is really fun. I don't want to spoil the twist in it, but you bring that up, and I see the scene in my head, and I did not pick up on that at all. I did not. Did you know that Hayao Miyazaki came into the studio when they were drafting up this movie?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Let me pull it back up.
Did he say he hated it or something? That wouldn't surprise me.
They asked him. So during production, Hayao Miyazaki visited Pixar and saw the film's story reels. Brad Bird asked him if he could make any sense of it, or if they're just American nonsense. And Miyazaki replied, "I think it's a very adventurous thing you're trying to do in this American film." So it was really like a.
That felt like a middle finger.
Well, it was. Well, do you think it's great? Yes, we're gonna put it right on the fridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
that's exactly what happened.
Miyazaki, love him or hate him, or be indifferent to him, has a very, very, very distinct
movie style
and with storytelling ability that a lot of people, like Brad Bird, would be super inspired by. He's they call him the Japanese Walt Disney. You know, he's very, very known for what he does. It's like if, I don't know, Joe Rogan came in here and we were like, "Well, Joe,
what do you think
of podcast?" You know, and he would say something like, "You guys should take some more DMT or something."
Or he would just tell us to put it on, like, "Oh, look, right on the fridge."
I'm just kidding. But like, one of the biggest names in the industry comes to visit you.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Well, what do you think?" And they're like, "Well, you definitely are doing something."
Right. You're
Looks
definitely
fun.
doing something. Hilarious.
Oh, I didn't know that. Syndrome was originally supposed to be just a minor character who assaults Bob and Helen at the beginning of the movie, only to die in an explosion that destroys the Parr's house. So that's kind of...
Well, he does, in fact, die in an explosion that does happen to explode to the Parr's house, yes.
But I don't know. I like that they had that twist in there. Because you really don't see it coming. And when the time jump happens, it feels right. He's also a young guy. Syndrome's young.
Yeah. I mean,
I always thought he was in like his 30s, but he's
time
like
jump, he's like
25.
I want to say he's like 25. He's
no, he can't be.
Insanely smart.
Buddy is young.
I thought Buddy was like 12.
So in 15 years, he's about 26, 27, maybe 20. I guess we're right on the head with 25.
Yeah, so somewhere between 25 and 30 is where I would assume he's at.
Yeah. Because it's a very distinct 15-year time jump.
Yeah.
Which gave Mr. and Mrs. Incredible time to melt into the water of having to, be normal, start up their family, get relocated 7 times, and be where we are. So it was a good time jump.
Right.
Yeah, overall, I think this is one of the greatest Pixar movies ever made. Greatest animated movie ever made. Let me see if it's got any accolades. Any thoughts on you?
It's THX certified.
A lot of these are going to be THX
certified.
certified.
I know. You just said that the last couple of times, and I wanted to say it first.
Why? Who's responsible for that?
You.
No.
Oh. John Lasseter.
George Lucas.
I'm sorry. One of those dudes.
Oh, I didn't catch up on the Pixar ball. Did you see the ball?
I need to remember where the ball's at. I made it to the Pizza Planet truck because this is the only Pixar film it doesn't appear in.
You say that a lot. I think you said that for Dory.
No, the
too.
Luxo ball is the one that randomly decides whether or not it wants to appear. The rest of them have had the Pizza Planet truck.
Where was it in Dory? It passes the highway. I know exactly where. When the fish are
Finding
rolling
Nemo, Dory is what you just said.
You know what I'm talking about. When the fish are crossing the road, it's one of the cars.
Yes, it is.
Be a jerk. Okay, so the ball's not in this one?
I'm looking. Hang on.
No, the
But
truck's
I know
not in
the
this
truck's not in this one.
But Stan Lee and what's his name have a cameo in this? Jack Kirby.
I
Hey.
think it's in Jack's room.
This it was released on VHS and on a 2-disc collector's edition DVD on March 15th, 2005. That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. Oh, so it's in an alternate opening. The Luxo Ball is in an alternate opening to the film that never got released.
What is it?
It's the alternate opening to the 2004 film, which could be watched as a bonus feature on the DVD release, shows the ball as one of the young Violet's toys, while the subsequent short Jack Jack Attack, also found on the DVD, has it sitting on the floor.
I remember seeing it in Jack Jack Attack. That's one of my favorites.
So unfortunately, it is not technically in The Incredibles because it's in an alternate opening.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But the Pizza Planet trucks, I think this is literally the only Pixar film it's not in. And yeah, and this is also the first Pixar film to be rated PG, which is crazy. Those two guys that you pointed out at the end of the movie, that you thought that they represented certain people, they do. They represent the last of the legendary group of Disney animators called the Nine Old Men.
Oh.
They make an appearance on so it's Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston are the two people in the film. They died 4 years after the film was made.
Wow.
And they were the last two remaining people of those Disney animators. But that's who those people were. They're also in the Iron Giant as train conductors.
No.
What do you mean no? What the hell is that? Get out of here.
So The Incredibles led the 77th Academy Awards season with 4 nominations, including Best Original Screenplay and Sound Mixing. It received 2 Oscars, Best Animated Feature and Sound Editing, which I think this movie is one of the greatest sounding movies I've ever heard. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I really, really do. It's critically acclaimed. Everybody loves this movie. It won the Annie Award for Best Animated Feature, the Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation Long Form, a Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, and it won a Saturn Award for Best Animated Film, and the American Film Institute includes it as one of the top 10 films of 2004. So, yeah, it's pretty well received.
This is the first Pixar film to not reach the highest grossing animated film of the year.
Really? What took it?
Shrek 2.
You can't compete with that.
Shrek
Listen,
2.
As much as I love The Incredibles, there's something about Shrek 2 that just knocks it out of the fucking park, man.
Yep. I agree.
I will always watch both of these movies anytime. We have watched The Emperor's New Groove more times in the past 2 weeks than I had growing up. Like I said when we were watching it last time, like we had The Emperor's New Groove in one of the DVD books, so it was scratched to hell and didn't play. We had Kronk's New Groove, and that's the one I grew up with. And, you know, I'm, I guess, part of the minority who thinks that movie's fun.
Oh, I think it's fun. I just don't think it's good. There's a difference.
But she has a squeak relationship with that other lady.
I'm just saying. I wouldn't call it good. I think it's fun. I don't think it's good.
I cannot believe this movie's getting a third movie.
This is also it has a 14-year gap between The Incredibles 1 and Incredibles 2. It is the longest sequel gap in Disney Pixar history.
As a kid, I always wanted this movie to have a sequel. And then once I got it, I kind of didn't want it to have a sequel.
I know,
not
rose-colored glasses.
Well, not even that. The way it ends, when the Underminer comes up, that's John Ratzenberger, by the way.
Correct.
And the family puts on the goggles, and then he opens his shirt to the Incredibles logo. And then you have that smash cut with all the credits. I love those credits. It's perfect. It's perfect in a way that you want a sequel really bad, but it makes you feel like you're part of the superhero, so you get to make your own sequel. You get to tell your own story almost, or at least that's how I felt as a kid who played with superhero toys.
Right.
Like, and then when we got it, like, nothing wrong with this Incredibles 2. I think it's really, really good, and I really like the fact that it was able to keep its more adult tone. I like this whole, like, strange, almost noir-esque. Both of these movies almost are like almost a neo-noir. Like, they have very dark stories with femme fatales in them and daring family dramas. Like, they're not like if you were to set these movies in black and white, remove most of the humor, and like have them starring like Humphrey Bogart and Peter Lorre and what's her name from, oh my god, that's a crime that I forgot her name.
Oh, go ahead and look it up.
Oh my god, now I don't want to say it. Now I'm embarrassed. It's like right on the tip of my tongue.
When Mr. Incredibles is fighting crime in the beginning of the movie, the streets on his GPS are the streets near the Pixar Animation Studios building.
Ingrid Bergman.
There you go.
That's pretty.
I figured I'd throw a fun fact in the dead air, so you could look that up.
Dead air. I like Frank Reynolds. He's such a disgusting human being. And Danny DeVito knocks out of the park. He really does. Like, when the scene in Sunny when he bursts into Charlie's apartment and he scarfs down the cat food before going to bed,
Ugh.
is like
Atrocious.
Legendary. Danny DeVito has got such a great sense of humor. Like, he's willing to do anything. Like they'll put him in some crazy situations, and he's very open to doing just about anything. And he talks about it on everything they ask him about it, like the whole couch thing. It's just he's a funny guy, and because he takes it seriously, it just makes it even more funny.
Right.
Frank is he plays Frank so well. So I'm always repulsed and disgusted by Frank. But anyway, he's a Disney legend too.
Yep.
Who got into showbiz because the neighbor 2 doors down started doing movies, and he's like, well, I can do that.
And he did.
Do you know who that neighbor was?
No.
I don't know how true the story is, but this came from Danny DeVito. When I was watching stuff about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, it was Jack Nicholson.
Oh, cool.
Jack Nicholson started doing movies, and he's like, well, I could do it.
If that guy can do it, I can do it. That's pretty cool.
But I don't know. Jack Nicholson might have been doing movies way before him.
Right.
I don't know what his first actual acting role is.
Jack Nicholson?
No, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito? I also don't know. What was I going to say? Oh, cell block. Mr. Incredible was held in cell block A1, cell block number 13. So A113.
That's it. Yep.
And then Mirage told him to go to this certain area go to conference room 1A113.
Yeah, you'll be in conference room.
So there were technically, I guess, 2 for this one, if you really think about it. And then the only other notable cameo is the car that would eventually become Doc Hudson is visible in one of the city scenes.
Well, that's the cameo. I think Cars is the next one.
Yeah, Cars is the next one. So Doc Hudson
Ratatouille is one of the 2.
is seen parked on the street to the left of the screen at the hour 40-minute mark. And that's really those are the only notable things. I mean, there were Rock'em Sock'em Robots on his desk from Owl's Toy Barn, stuff like that. But Rock'em Sock'em Robots are pretty universal. You know what I mean? I didn't really consider that too much of a cameo.
We didn't have Rock'em Sock'em growing up.
Really? Rock'em Sock'em Robots slapped.
We had, I was trying to think of the generic name for it. We had it.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's...
Bingo Bango Beat 'em Up Bots.
Oh,
there you go. We had Beat 'em Up Bots.
Beat 'em Up Bots. Ridiculous. That's so funny.
But yeah, so I guess we'll wrap it up here. Fantastic movie. Everybody's seen it. But let us know what you think in the comments down below.
Ooh, there's a Luxo Deli in the background. So instead of the Luxo Ball, you get the Luxo Deli.
Cool.
So it's like a name instead. Sorry. That was my last fun fact, I think.
No, that's cool. You know what they should have done is they should have had the Pixar bloopers and the big robot comes rolling around the corner, and it's painted like the Luxo ball.
Or it's the Pizza Planet truck.
Instead of the robot?
Instead of the robot. It's just the Pizza Planet truck with
Or-
like
or
a
the
green
robot's
with like a
driving the
green
Pizza-
screen that's a circle.
I like that robot. I think it's so cool. One of my favorite toys as a kid was a McDonald's toy from this movie, and it was like the robot. I think you wound it up, and it was like,
Cool.
buzz kind of thing, and then like rock around.
Love.
It was really cool. We had the Incredible car and something else. It was cool though. It's very cool. What are you looking at?
I was just double checking to make sure I said all my fun facts.
Oh, you had
That's
a
all.
pain face.
Oh, sorry. No, just looking.
Okay. Well, yeah, so check us out on all listening platforms. We are the Grindhouse Podcast. I have been Cheese Film.
And I'm wife of Cheese Film. Okay, I go by Miss French Tattoos. I do tattoos and piercings.
I still do kind of like it's like an old Universal monster. The wife of Cheese Film.
Wife of Cheese Film.
The bride of Cheese.
I'm okay with bride of Cheese Film.
You're not the bride anymore.
I'm still a bride. A bride forever. Now that I've married.
Forever bride?
Wife of Cheese Film. But The Incredibles is great.
Incredibles is fantastic.
Big fan. One of my favorite. Definitely my dad's favorite.
Is it?
And growing up, he
we went to see the sequel with him.
one of his vocal stems was Monsieur Incroyable, because that's what Bon Voyage says when he says Mr. Incredible. He says it in French, and so just out of the blue, my dad would say that all the time. So now that's
'Cause
eventually.
your dad's last name is French.
Mm-hmm. My dad's last name is the word French, correct? So anyway, yeah, Dad made a cameo. Hi, Dad. I know you listen to this podcast, so.
Mr. Incredible!
No,
I can't speak French.
Monsieur Incroyable.
Monsieur Incredible.
I'm gonna hear that the next time I get a phone call. I bet you.
Well, then why doesn't he like Ratatouille the best? That's all in France.
He just really likes The Incredibles because.
And the chef's the only one who speaks French.
Yeah, that's probably why. Did you know that Bon Voyage makes a cameo in that?
No.
He's like a mime in the background,
Oh, that's cool.
like in Ratatouille.
Is
Yeah,
that
we'll have to
story?
when we get to that one, we'll see him then.
So I believe this is the last Pixar in April.
Aw,
Well, I mean, the
that's
month's
okay.
over.
Pixar summer. It's gonna be fun. We got more Pixar. What's next? What's up on the docket? Cars?
I want to say it's I don't have the list in front of me.
Okay, I think it's Cars.
Well, so there'll be one more that comes out in April. We're going to end on
yes!
Cars.
It'll probably end on Cars.
And then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming. But I'll probably pepper these in. Like, we'll
I
still
think
record
they're
them.
fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're a blast.
Pixar summer. And we have so many more Pixar films to go through too.
Oh, my God. Yeah, there's like 40.
We haven't even done Toy Story or 1, 2.
Well,
3,
because
4,
we're
and
waiting
5.
for the movie to come out. Then we're going to do a huge retrospective.
When is Toy Story 5 coming out?
I think in like a month.
Really? That's
It's coming
soon?
out soon. It's real
I'm
soon.
looking it up while you do your goodbyes. I'm gonna look it up.
So long. Farewell.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. But this has been the one and only Grindhouse Podcast. I have been Cheese Film.
I'm wife of Cheese Film. It comes out in June.
There you go. Cheese Film. Out. No.